Now, I tell you, the President of the United States has called this next guy one of the best musicians in the world, and certainly the best musician in Louisiana. Everybody knows Pete Fountain. He's world-renowned, and his clarinet is one of the most gorgeous instruments for sound coming out of the jazz of New Orleans. And hey, Pete, come on in. How you doing?
Hi, Chef. How you doing?
Just great. So nice to see you.
Got 2 kisses.
Hey,
Cajun kiss.
That's a good Cajun Christmas kiss. Absolutely. You want a little mulled wine? We have some here. This is some great flavors here. All of the great flavors of Louisiana. We're using muscadines.
I thought you'd never ask.
Have to have some of that great wine. And let me give you a little salute right here. So how's Christmas in New Orleans?
Health and wealth.
Oh, hey, look, definitely health, and certainly a little bit wealth wouldn't be too bad, huh? Look, did
Better
you grow
than the coffee.
I tell you, isn't it great? Huh? Hey, but a little coffee wouldn't be bad in this, huh? Did you grow up in a musical family?
My dad played a little fiddle, a little country fiddle, and drums in Biloxi, Mississippi. So he's that part of the family is originally from Biloxi. We had a good time. He could pick up any instrument and play. In fact, he played my clarinet before I did.
Is that right? So it was a gift to you from him?
Well, yeah. I started because I had weak lungs.
Yeah.
And as a kid, and when I was 8 or 9 years old, I wanted to play the drums, but the drums wouldn't help my lungs.
Right.
So
that was the inspiration behind the clarinet. I know so many people are interested in why the clarinet versus something else. So that was the reason.
I liked Benny Goodman when I was a kid. I used to listen to, but from then on, it just became my style, and I've been very lucky to be in Louisiana, to stay in New Orleans and play.
Now, you've been living in New Orleans, and certainly you're synonymous with New Orleans and New Orleans music. What makes Christmas in New Orleans special?
Oh, it's family. It's the closeness of all the people. They get in New Orleans, they don't want to leave. You drink that Mississippi water. You just don't want to leave.
Get that Mississippi mud between your toes, and you're there for good.
I hope you wasn't putting my wine away, did you?
No, this is yours right here. See that? Now, we have to cook something, and you sent me 2 wonderful recipes about a year ago, and I've tried them, and I love them, and I said, you know, I have to choose those 2 things when Pete comes to visit the kitchen. And the first was that yam pie, the yam and praline pie, the pecans and all those great flavors. And I have it right here. I showed Melinda just now a little doll, and I have to show you this. You know, antique Christmas toys in Louisiana, living in the country, people had to make do. They had to make whatever toys they could. Think about this, a little tin can. This is the bottom of a number 10 can. And then they just cut some little circles, and it became a tambourine. Can you imagine the imagination and the ingenuity of those Cajuns living in the Bayou country, just trying to make just a little sound on the front porches on Christmas Day? And this is it right here.
Well, if you play it out like you sing, we're in trouble.
Maybe I'll join you, and I'll do this. Invite me on stage one night, right? Okay, this is your... first of all, your wine here. Now, we have to make a little bit cheesecake. This is the yam. Yams are so traditional in Louisiana, especially around holidays. I can think of no dish that appears on more Louisiana tables than yams, and now even in our pie. So we're going to whip up. I have in my bowl here, I have to get my mixer. I have in this bowl some Philadelphia cream cheese, and then I have a little bit sour cream. And these things are going to all kind of mix up together here. I'm just going to blend them. And, of course, this is the way you did. Now, thanks so much. You sent me a little bit of that great corn soup. That your wife made that, right?
Crab corn bisque.
Oh, boy.
That's delicious.
Is that a Christmas
dish? We made it all day yesterday. That's Christmas and Thanksgiving dish.
Oh,
Belly's a good cook.
Is she a great cook?
See? Wonderful.
Everybody's great cooks in Louisiana, huh, for some reason. Now, once all of this goes together, you can see how it's all whipped together. I'm going to add, give me a little bit of that vanilla. You can pour that in for me. Just pour it all in. And then you can throw that sugar in for me. Kind of mix that sugar in. This is just a traditional cheesecake batter, just like everybody makes. Just go ahead and dump it all in there for me. And does your wife ever let you come into the kitchen when she's making those things?
No, I'm what they call a Friday fryer. On Friday, I fry my shrimp, my oysters, and she lets me in the kitchen on Friday.
When was Christmas Day? What is Christmas Day like in the Fountain home?
Oh, well, I have 5 grandchildren. The oldest 21 and the youngest 4. And we have all the family over. We have about 17 of us over for Christmas. And we spend it in Bay St. Louis most of the time because it's a bigger place and a bigger house.
Now, Bay St. Louis is how far out of New Orleans?
It's 45 miles from New Orleans.
So it's not that far away.
No, it's just...
Right?
It's farther than that to Baton Rouge.
Isn't that great? Now I'm going to dump this right into the pie. Dump it right into the pie pan like this. Oh, isn't that great? Just all that. You know, let me ask you one other question about New Orleans that I'm sure everybody thinks about, and that is the food as important as the music, or vice versa in the city?
Oh, I think they go together. You know, good food, good music. We know this for both of them. You know that's first. Chef, the people all around the country want to either come to New Orleans to eat, or they want to come to Louisiana to eat. Not only New Orleans, you know, the places around Louisiana are just unbelievable. Or hear some good music, good jazz.
How do you think we became so famous, no matter where we travel around the world? And I know you travel a lot, and so do I, bringing food around the country and the world. Everywhere we go, people associate Louisiana and New Orleans with food and music. How did that occur?
Well, I think it's before my time, but I'm trying to help it along. But that goes back to Louis Armstrong, and all the great food that come out of here, Antoine Arnaud, you know, all of the old places. So it's known all over the world.
And I guess being a tourist center and everybody coming into the city for so many years, they just picked up that joie de vivre. That
we have a lot of conventions coming in, you know. Thank goodness, because it I have a lot of youngsters going to college yet.
Right.
Got 5 grandchildren.
Is that right? Well, okay, now that we have all of this fantastic pie put together, again, as I said, the pralines are now on the bottom. And of course, pralines in Louisiana, as most people know, are just brown sugar candy that we cook together with pecans in it, and it has a wonderful flavor. Coming over from France many, many years ago, but I made the crust of the pie with it. But everybody should feel free just to go ahead and put a little of that graham cracker crust on the bottom. It's easy to do, or buy one of the shells already done. Now, we've taken the yams, and we're going to take the yams and kind of throw them on top of the pie. The yams are I just use canned yams here. You could bake them yourself, and I'm going to put them around the pie and just kind of swirl it in like this. And what happens as you swirl it in, it's kind of like that jazz, you know, it kind of makes things happen down in this pie. It's just absolutely fantastic. I'll bake it in a water bath for about an hour, hour and a half at 300 to 325. And Pete, when it's done, I want you to see what your pie came out like. This is it right here on the counter. Isn't that gorgeous?
You make it look so easy.
It is easy. It is so simple to do. All we have to do is just put all of those things together, bake it, don't overcook it, obviously, and the little pralines are right on top to flavor it. And of course, I want you to see your great eggplant dish right next to it. The eggplant, and look what's on top of it there.
You did a wonderful job with the clarinet.
What's your favorite piece, Christmas piece music?
Well, I think it would be Jingle Bells.
Hey,
if you don't mind me tooting it for you.
I have to hear it. I hope that you're enjoying our Christmas special, but first, we need your help. We love being here in the kitchen with you every week, but we need your support to keep shows like these coming. Go to the phones right now and show your support for Louisiana programs by calling in your pledge right now. Pete and I are going to play music I'm learning from the master.